Hey guys, it's Halo553, and today we're going to be doing a review on the Transformers Studio Series 86, Leader Class Slug, and Daniel Wiki. So first off, we'll have a look at the box, as I actually have it. So you can see we've got some nice artwork of Slug and Daniel right there, down about Slug and Daniel Wiki from the 86 movie. On the side, you got that same artwork with the 86 logo right there. On this side, you got that artwork again. Leader Class, he is 8607. And on the back of the box, you just got your product shots, Mockery of Justice, and just a quick little bio, if you want to read it. And if you open up the box, it's pretty snug. It's a snug fit. You just got the Mockery of Justice backdrop, which is the same backdrop that came with Grimlock. So, let's get that back in. But that's it for the packaging. So, here is Slug, the next of our 86 movie Dinobots. Now, before I get down to further on anything, I bought this from Toy World. They had him in stock on the website. I got him and Grindor from there. I will put a link in the description to Grindor's listing, because he's sold out at the moment, so I can't find his listing anymore, which is a little funny. But yeah, I got this legitimate from an Australian retailer, so didn't steal it like some other YouTubers poking like stupid stealing bullcrap. But anyway, so here is Slug, the next Dinobot, and I will say this up front, he is my favorite Leader Class figure of the year so far. I really like him. So we're gonna get a look at that head. Very nice head for the Dino mode. Some nice gold paint all over the head. Got an Autobot symbol right there. You even got some metallic blue for the eyes. Got his horns right there. They're a little hollow, which is alright, but that's okay. And you got his, don't have that right. Oops. There we go. So you got the spine. I don't know what these are. Frills? I don't know. But they're nicely detailed. And going down the body. Again, there's a lot of nice detail on this figure. On like the mechanical details and that. You got some more gold right up there. And you got his tail. His gun stores in the tail, as you can see. And helps finish it off a bit. And underneath, as you can see, he's got the bottom of his feet. And his chest piece. Now, articulation-wise, his mouth can open, and you do have an effects port post there, so you can plug in effects parts into his mouth. It is a little restricted due to this panel as well, so you can't fit a full effects. Some effects parts can't fit in there, but you can open his mouth. The front legs can move forward and back on a ratchet, as these are going to be the arms in robot mode. Got inward and outward movement, forward and backward movement, and you got this joint there that moves forward and back a bit, like that. As for the back legs, they can rotate. They can do a full 360, and then you got a full knee bend, and the feet can pivot just due to the transformation. So, for a quick comparison, here it is with the Power of the Primes Deluxe Slug. It's the Generation Selects repaint, so you can just see how it looks with the previous release of Slug in the main line. And here it is with the 86 Leader Grimlock. And they look great together. I want to say they look great. Now, you do get some accessories with Slug. First of course, you do get his gun, which stores underneath. I'll just take it out for now, just to show it off. You can see. Pretty nicely done. It's done in, it looks like it's done in that dark gray plastic, just according to this, and then painted over, which looks pretty good. So you can store it there. You can plug it into the ports underneath if you want it down there. Yours do have ports on the front legs, so you can plug it onto there if you want. You can't really plug it onto the top because the head sort of restricts it. I mean, you can plug it in the backwards a bit if you want, but it doesn't really look great. But we'll just put that off to the side for now. And the last accessory you do get is Daniel. And I will say this is not great. But we'll just have a quick look at it. I mean, there is some nice molded detail in it. But just not a lot of paint, I will say. Because, honest, the exosuit had a lot more color on it. Because the only paint on it is the gray on the hands, the yellow on his nipples, I don't know, and just the back there, that's just molded gray plastic, and the struts. Other than that, nothing. When compared to the Buzzworthy Spike, it at least had some silver paint for the dome. And that thing was a little low end too. For comparison, here it is with Wheelie. Because they share similarities, but I will say I do prefer Wheelie, honestly. Even though this thing wasn't great, at least it had different colors compared to this. Articulation-wise, there's nothing at the dome. The arms, well, the elbows are on ball joints. So you got rotation, a little bit of inward outward movement. The hips are on ball joints, so you can move forward, back, and a little bit of rotation. He does have 3mm port hand, so he can hold like Wheelie's slingshot, or any of like the Siege, Battlemasters, or the Prime Master weapons, if you want. Now Daniel can ride on Slug. You just got 2 long tabs right there, and will correspond to these ports right there. So you can get Daniel to ride on this. You can also do it with a Wheelie. They share the same like connections, so you can have Wheelie riding on Slug, Daniel riding on Grimlock. Either way, so pretty cool. So you're getting a little bit of cross compatibility with these little figures. But yeah, so let's get down to the transformation. I'm just gonna shuffle the camera over a little. Okay, so we're gonna get started. So first off, we're gonna take these panels. You just wanna make sure the legs are out of the way. So you're gonna take these panels. There is a little like port here, and it's gonna go into this tab right there. So so we're just gonna do that on the other side. Just so we get them out of the way, we're just gonna fold up the feet, fold them all the way in, and then you're gonna fold up the rest of the leg up into the calf, like that. Oh, as you can see, this side likes to give me a little bit of trouble. There we go. There we go. Now what you're gonna do is you're just gonna take this section and just break it open a little. So just it's clipped in, so it rests on these bits and it slides into these bits there. And then you got 2 tabs which go into 2 slots on the legs here. So you're just gonna lift all this up, and that's on a double hinge. So you're just gonna lift all that up. to get it out of the way. Now, what you're going to do, we're going to work on the legs. I'm just going to put this down a little. So with the legs, what you're going to do is you're going to just, after you do that, you're just going to bring the legs up, just so you can get them out of the way. Then you're just going to bring them down at the hip, like so. Then you're just going to bring it all the way up, like that. Once you do that, you're going to take this panel here, you're going to lift it up, then you're going to fold in the dino leg till it folds in like that. It doesn't really matter where you do. Want to make sure this is folded in. Granted, it doesn't really affect the leg movement if it does, but you just want to make sure it's all the way up like that. Then once you do that, you just bring that panel back down. Do the same thing on the other side. Lift that panel up. Fold in the dino leg. Click up the hip. Close that up. Then you're just going to rotate the waist 180. And on mine, the waist is really snug. But there you have his legs. Then what you're going to do is you're going to open up the chest piece. Like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to lift up the head, dino head, just a little bit. Like that. So now you're going to bring out these sections, and they will untab from the dino head. So we do that. And then you're going to bring them out on this double hinge to the foop into place. I'll just show it off. There's a little like slot there. So what you're going to do is this tab is going to be going past that, and it's going to foop into place like that, and it helps keep it in place. And you're just going to do the same on the other side, like so. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take down the mouth. Then you're going to bring it down, and it will foop into place. You will feel a little foop right there. Then once you do that, you're going to bring up his head. Then you're going to bring back the chest piece, and it will click into place, like so. Then you're just going to take these pieces here, and then you're just going to bring the dino head back down. Now for the backpack, you got a lot of hinges to work with. You got a hinge at the here, you got a hinge here, and you hinge here. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be folding it up into the. It is a little tricky. You want to make sure this is going into the dino leg, like that. I'm just going to do it again, just so you want to make sure you want to fold in this hinge till it becomes almost flat, like that. And this will allow this to seep in like that. Then, what's it going to do is those two, like, little clips will actually latch on to this section, and this section will groove into here. Well, this section, sorry. This will slide into here. So it actually sort of rests up. And as you're doing that, you got two, if my camera wants to focus, you got two little slots. They'll go into two tabs on the back of the head. So you're just going to plug those in like that. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to take these. Why is the camera out of focus? There we go. You're going to take his hands, you're going to bring them out, a little foop in. Just going to rotate it 180. Just bring the arm down. Go. Bring his hand out, rotate it 180. And there you go. There you have Slug in robot mode. And he looks really good. This is a very nicely done Slug. This is honestly probably the best official G1 Slug that we've gotten. So let's have a quick look at the head. Just focus. There we go. Nice head sculpt. So we got some nice red on the whole head. Some metallic blue for the eyes. A little symbol on his chest. And you got some more. You got some of that green and some more metallic blue on his knees. And he's got his gold toes. And as you can see, it's a traditional like Slug backpack. It still looks pretty good. Articulation wise, I'm just gonna lift this up out of the way. His head is on a ball joint, but it is a little hard to move just because of this piece. But you got pretty good amount of movement. He can look up. The panel itself is on a hinge due to transformation, so he can look up and he can look down. The shoulders are on ratchets, so you got full 360 movement. You can move them in and out. You do have a bicep swivel, and due to transformation, you have a double jointed elbow. So you got a nice deep elbow bend. You have a wrist swivel. You have a waist swivel. The hips can move forward and back on a ratchet, and you can move outward. You got thigh rotation. On the knees, you got double jointed knees due to the transformation. So you got the main knee. Sometimes you can get them out of whack. So the standard knee gives you 90 degrees of bend, but if you use the transformation joint, you got pretty much full bend on 2 ratchets, which is really nice. So you got a nice deep knee bend. And the feet, the only thing you got is you got some ankle tiltage. So pretty posable, I will say. Just get him standing right. Now you can give him his gun, and he can hold it in his hand. For storage, you still have the port, so you can plug it on like that if you want to store it, but you should be holding it anyway. And it is really snug on mine. There we go. Pretty snug. And with Daniel, what you can do, like a wheelie, you got a little post on his thigh, and on Slug's shoulders, you got 2 little ports. So what you can do is you can plug Daniel onto his shoulder. So now we can ride on his shoulder, which is pretty cool. Granted, this is really just crap, but yeah. And now for comparison, here it is with the Generation Selects Power of the Primes Slug. Nope, still want to stand. There we go. So you can just see how he looks with his previous release. And last, here he is with Grimlock. So you just see how they look together. As you can see, he's pretty much the same height as Grimlock. But they look great together. So that is it for this review. Really cool figure. I love him to bits. He is probably, honestly, my favorite Leader Class figure of this year. I mean, the transformation is really enjoyable and very clever too. I like some of the tricks that they put into the figure. Oh yeah, and one more thing. his gun is compatible with the effects parts as well, so you can plug on effects parts. But yeah, really cool. I will say though, I do wish his head sort of locked in. I mean, they could have easily put like a little tab on that to plug into the chest so it locks it in. But that's okay. Daniel's obviously the weak point of this figure. I will say I wish it was better painted, at least. But yeah, I will say, if you really are on the fence on getting this figure, I say get it. He's worth it. And he's really cool. Now, he is starting to pump up in stores at Toy World in Australia, and he has recently just been sighted at some Targets in the US, so he is starting to hit some stores. He isn't expected to be widely available until around August, according to some release dates on Amazon. So he should start pumping up a lot more around August. But if you really want to try and hunt him down now, Australia, if you live in Australia, try Toy World, and if you in the US, try Target. But that's pretty much for this review. Thank you for watching this review of the Transformers Studio Series Slug, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.